think this is gonna work. Try to bear with me here. I'm trying to stick to the shade because I live in Phoenix. So if we go across that line, it's like that scene in Pitch Black where you just disintegrate into dust. We're going to do something today that's going to be fun, I think. I have here an Olight M20 Warrior, so it's an older Warrior model. I think it's the second gen. I think there was one more before this. Maybe I'm wrong. But, I'm holding this mic. Some ground rules. I'm holding this mic because my lapel mic broke. And yes, my voice always sounds like this. It's probably from too much crack cocaine and whiskey and any other joke you can insert in there. So everybody talks shit about Olight, which I get. And I've got a couple of them which have all served me well. So I figured I'll try and sacrifice one. Let's see what this will take. First and foremost, I've had it for years, probably 10 years-ish. And it's already been mounted on a 5.56 AR right next to a muzzle brake. So it's already been blasted the whole side of the head for a couple hundred rounds. I mean, if that doesn't tell you right there that it's decent, I don't know what will. So I'm going to get right to the testing, and then afterwards we'll talk about it was made in China, quality control, and all that garbage. Yeah, so we're going to start. We're down here in concrete. For reference, I'm 6'9", so this is probably 4.5 feet. It landed flat. Let me try and do this. Landed bezel down. Let me try the clicky end. Oh, it's on, but the output changed. But that, I believe, is just because you can twist the head to change the output. I've painted this several times. Or is that the battery? It might be the battery. Oh, I forgot to tell you what battery I'm using in this. It's an El Cheapo. Trust Fire. So that might be the problem. Still working though. Let me see. Because I want to make sure it's not the light. I want to make sure it's. Yeah, it's still dim. Let me drop it a couple more times. Maybe we can get it to. Let me go get another battery because I want to make sure it's the light and not the battery crapping out here. Hang on a second. All right, I'm back. And we're back in business. It was the battery. So I don't know if that's something we should, what's a draw from that, what conclusions to draw. This is a cheap battery, but protected 18650s have this little button cell here at top. I mean, and I have found that they can be kind of weak. So, and any flashlight can drop on the clicky end, so I'm not sure how to protect against it. I guess carry a spare 18650. I don't know if the more expensive batteries will protect against that. Well, here, this is I think this is a more expensive battery. It came out of one of my bigger electric scooters that crapped out. So I pulled the battery back apart and whatever. So how many times have we dropped this? Let me go a little bit higher. Well, it's off. But I hear some rattling. I wonder if we have another dead battery situation here. we've got some dentage there. I don't know if you can see that. So let me go get another battery. Luckily I've got a bunch of these from, like I said, my scooter. Alright, once again we're back. God, this video is going to be terrible. The production value is just off the charts, I know, but we are back in business. So that's the second battery. I've trashed 18650. I don't know what you want to glean from that. Make up your own decisions. Alright, so we did the drop from what, 4 or 5 feet. We did a couple of those so far. We've smoked a couple of batteries. And we're looking at about, I believe it's anywhere from a 15 to 18. Well, probably with this additional down to the deck right here on this balcony is probably 15 to the pavement, to the concrete. Another 3 I'm going to drop it from. So we're looking at about 18 feet here, roughly. So it's on. Tasty. Let's go see what's happened. I think it turned off. I think. It's hard to tell. So for reference, there's where I dropped it from. Oh, and it is, cracked light, cracked glass, glass is done. I'm sure the batteries too. Yeah, I can hear the battery shaking. So, I'm gonna replace the battery. And get this out of here because I want some glass. I don't want glass falling all over when I walk inside the house. Alright, let me go replace the battery and we'll see what's what. Alright, pardon the shakiness, this won't take long. The results. We have a broken flashlight from a drop of about 18 feet. Several drops Several drops occurred before that. The glass cracked and there's something loose. Maybe that's maybe the glass is not holding the bezel in enough to make contact. Maybe I should play with it a little. Anyway, it's broke. Now it seemed like it was going to handle the 5-foot drops all day long. An 18-foot drop, I don't know if the Cloud Defensives, the Mod Lights, the Surefires, the Ariskas, Arisakas, however you pronounce it. I don't know if how well those would have fared from 18 feet. I'm sure it depends on which way it lands. I'm actually kind of surprised at the batteries. This is one, like I said, that I pulled out of a big scooter pack. I don't know. I don't know what brand it is. It might be an El Cheapo. So, although I suspect even an expensive 18650 wouldn't have fared any better. So maybe that's something to think of here. That taking care of the batteries is pretty important. You might want to carry a spare on you, because if you have a hard enough impact, you could press in the top or dent the bottom of it. That's what occurred on the first battery. The bottom got pressed in. As far as Olight, of course, I don't want to give money to China, but budgets are budgets. Of course, I'd rather give money to the USA, and I think that introduces a whole other host of topics that are related, that are much bigger problems, and I think the end result is going to be well, I was going to say the government, but because they are the root of most of the problems. But in reality, it's just human nature, I believe. And that's definitely a philosophical argument I'm not going to get into here. But, you know, the companies in the U.S. can't compete with these prices. They have to charge 3 times as much. Granted, it's a better product, obviously. But I'm not saying this won't hold up. But I think you have better QC too. So if you get one of these that works, you're probably okay, but you probably have a higher percentage chance of getting a dud. You know, like let's say maybe 2%, which I believe is the manufacturing industry, you know, as a whole standard, 2 to 3% of a defective rate or something that has an issue slides through. I'm not sure what that number is in China. It's probably higher. I guess I can't say for sure it's definitely higher, but I'm going to go ahead and say with products like this and even cheaper ones, it probably is. I don't know what that is. This is the first time I've had an Olight break. I've had a bunch of different lights. I've had this for years. This is an awesome light. The Baton too. I've dropped this. This has fallen out of a car because I forgot it magnetized under the hood at 30 miles. It's just an amazing light. So take from that what you will. I mean, with piles of different guns and nods and thermals, most people have to find a place to, scrimp. And given what most civilians are probably going to end up doing, I would think that if you can get a light that can withstand a 5-foot drop all day long, and like I said before, I mean, I know I didn't show it on videos, you guys probably won't believe me, but this was mounted directly next to a compensator on an AR for many hundreds of rounds, and it was fine. So I'm not going to sit here and preach or do whatever. This video is what it is. You guys can rip on me and hate on it or say, okay, it's a data point, whatever floats your boat. And I'm going to try and, put a spacer, do something to try and see if it maybe just did a connection. If I can get this going again, we will continue testing. I was going to hammer a nail in to wood with it. I was really hoping it would survive the test. I mean, obviously that would have cracked the glass, but maybe it wouldn't have compressed the connections, so the light might have still worked. I don't know. Damn, I really wanted to do that. Well, let me know if you still want me to hammer it in with a nail just to see how the body holds up. Hammer a nail in with it. Yeah. Anyways, have a good day, and Mini Tactical Cat says goodbye.